He was watching me. My ex-husband knew everything. Every place I went, every person I talked to, every date I tried to go on. For 3 years after our divorce, he showed up everywhere. Coffee shops, grocery stores, my son's school events, birthday parties I didn't invite him to. He just appeared. Like magic. Like he could read my mind. I thought I was losing it. Thought I was being paranoid. Thought maybe it was just coincidence. We lived in the same town. Fort Collins isn't that big. Maybe we just kept running into each other by accident. But it wasn't an accident. It was never an accident. He was watching me. Through my phone, through my laptop, through my car, through cameras he'd hidden in my apartment. He could see me, hear me, track me. Every single moment of every single day. For 3 years, and I had no idea. Every text I sent, every call I made, every person I talked to, every place I drove, every moment in my own home. He saw it all, heard it all, recorded it all. When I got ready for dates, he watched through the camera hidden in my bedroom smoke detector. When I talked to my sister on the phone about how scared I was, he listened through the microphone on my laptop. When I drove to meet friends, he tracked me through the GPS device stuck under my car. For 3 years, I had no privacy, no safety, no freedom. I was living in a prison I didn't even know existed, and the worst part, I gave him the keys to that prison. I handed them right to him. Smiled while I did it, because I thought I was being cooperative, thought I was being a good co-parent, thought I was doing the right thing. I need to stop for a second. I'm sorry. Even now, 2 years later, talking about this makes my hands shake, makes my heart race, makes me feel like I'm back in that apartment, wondering why I felt like someone was always watching me. Because someone was. And it was the person who promised to love and protect me. The person I married. The person I had a child with. The person I trusted more than anyone in the world. That person destroyed 3 years of my life. And I'm only free now because of one man. A retired IT guy who everyone called Uncle Sam. A man who took my paranoid ramblings seriously when everyone else told me I was imagining things. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 34 years old. I live in Fort Collins, Colorado. I work as a paralegal at Westfield Law Group downtown. And I'm a single mom to a 7-year-old boy named Owen. 3 years ago, I got divorced from a man I thought I knew. A man who seemed normal, successful, a good father, a decent husband, but I was wrong about all of it. I didn't know him at all. I didn't know what he was capable of. I didn't know that the moment I left him, he would dedicate every waking moment to making sure I could never really leave. That he would turn technology into a weapon. That he would use my trust against me. That he would violate every boundary, every law, every basic human right I had for 3 years. Before I tell you what happened, before I tell you how I finally discovered the truth, I need you to do something for me. I need you to think about your own life, your own phone, your own home. Have you ever wondered if someone could be watching you, listening to you, tracking you? An ex who knows too much, a partner who seems to always know where you are, someone who shows up places they shouldn't know about. Have you ever felt that creeping sensation that you're being watched? That someone knows things they shouldn't know? That your private conversations aren't really private? Because I felt that way for 3 years. And I was right. And if you feel that way, you might be right too. Drop a comment and tell me where you're listening from, your city, your state, and tell me, have you ever wondered if your phone could be cloned? If your cameras could be accessed? If someone from your past could be watching you right now? Because it happened to me. And I never thought it could. I thought I was too smart, too careful, too aware. I was wrong. Let me tell you how this started. Not 3 years ago when I discovered the surveillance, but 6 years ago when I first met Jason Carter. That's not his real name. I'm changing names and some details to protect myself and my son, but everything else is true, every word of it. I met Jason in the summer of 2018. I was 28 years old, working at Westfield Law Group. I'd been there for 2 years. Good job, stable. I was building a career, building a life. I met him at a friend's barbecue. 4th of July, one of those big neighborhood parties where everyone brings something and the kids run around with sparklers and the adults drink beer and pretend they're still young. Jason was new to the neighborhood, had just moved to Fort Collins from Denver for work. He was an accountant for a firm called Mountain Ridge Financial, mid-level position, made decent money, seemed ambitious, seemed stable. He was handsome, not movie star handsome, just normal handsome, dark hair, nice smile. Tall, athletic build. He looked like the kind of guy who went to the gym regularly but didn't make it his whole personality. We talked for hours that night. About work, about Fort Collins, about our lives. He was funny, easy to talk to, seemed genuinely interested in what I had to say. He asked for my number. I gave it to him. We started dating. Looking back now, I can see things I missed. Red flags I ignored. But at the time, they seemed like normal things. Things that showed he cared. Things that proved he was invested. He texted me constantly. Every morning, good morning, beautiful. Hope you have a great day. Every night, sleep well, dream of me. throughout the day. What are you doing? Who are you with? Miss you. I thought it was sweet. Thought it meant he was thinking about me. Didn't realize it was control. Didn't realize he was establishing a pattern. Training me to always respond. Always check in. Always tell him where I was. He wanted to meet my friends right away. Wanted to come to every work event. Every girls' night. Every family dinner. I thought he wanted to be part of my life. Didn't realize he wanted to monitor my life. He would get quiet when I talked about male co-workers. Would ask questions. Innocent questions. What does he look like? Is he married? Do you work with him a lot? I thought he was just curious. Didn't realize he was cataloging potential threats. After 3 months, he told me he loved me. We were at his apartment, watching a movie. He just turned to me and said it. I love you, Sarah. I've never felt this way about anyone. I said it back. Because I thought I did love him. Thought this was what love felt like. Thought the constant attention and the need to always know where I was meant he cared deeply. After 6 months, he asked me to move in with him. Said it made sense. Said we were spending every night together anyway. Said it would save money. Said he wanted to wake up next to me every morning. I said yes. Moved into his apartment. A 2-bedroom in Old Town. Nice place. He'd already lived there for 6 months. Had it furnished. Decorated. I moved in with just my clothes and personal items. That's when things started to change. Slowly at first. So slowly I didn't notice. He wanted to know my phone password. Said it was about trust. Said couples who really loved each other had nothing to hide. I gave it to him. He gave me his. I never used his, but he used mine all the time. Would pick up my phone and scroll through my texts, my emails, my social media. If I asked why, he'd say he was just curious. Just wanted to know about my day. Just wanted to feel close to me. He wanted access to my laptop. Said he needed to check his email and his laptop was in the other room. I said sure. He started using my laptop more than his own. I didn't think anything of it. He wanted to know my work schedule every day. What time I'd be home. If I was going out after work. Who I was going with. I thought he was planning dinners. Planning our evenings together. Didn't realize he was tracking my movements. He started making comments about my clothes. That skirt is kind of short, don't you think? That top shows a lot. Are you wearing that to work? I started changing my wardrobe. Started wearing things he approved of. Didn't realize I was letting him control how I looked. He didn't like me going out with friends without him. Would get moody. Distant. Would say things like I guess you'd rather be with them than me. I miss you when you're gone. Can't I come too? I started declining invitations. Started staying home. Started making my world smaller so he'd be happy. We got engaged after 1.5 years. Christmas 2019. He proposed at home. Didn't do anything elaborate. Just got down on one knee in our living room and asked me to marry him. The ring was nice. Simple. A small diamond. I said yes because that's what you do when you've been together that long and you live together and he's nice to you most of the time. I wasn't excited. I remember that now. I wasn't thrilled or emotional or overwhelmed with joy. I was just relieved. Relieved that I was doing the right thing. That I was on the right path. That I was becoming the person I was supposed to be. We set a date. October 2020. Started planning. Nothing big. Just family and close friends. Maybe 60 people. I didn't want anything elaborate. Neither did he. Then I got pregnant. March 2020. Right when the world shut down for COVID. We'd been trying for a few months. Jason wanted kids. Wanted them right away. I was less sure, but I figured it would happen eventually, so why not now? When I told him, he was happy. Really happy. Hugged me. Cried a little. Said this was the best thing that ever happened to him. Said we were going to be a family. Said everything was perfect. We postponed the wedding. Couldn't have it during COVID anyway. Decided to wait until after the baby was born. I was relieved. Didn't want to plan a wedding while pregnant. Didn't want to be huge in a wedding dress. Owen was born in November 2020. 7 pounds. Healthy. Perfect. I loved him immediately, fiercely. In a way I'd never loved anyone. Including Jason. Jason was a good dad at first. Changed diapers. Did night feedings. Held Owen when he cried. But he got jealous. Jealous of the attention I gave Owen. Jealous that I was exhausted. Jealous that I couldn't focus on him the way I used to. He'd make comments. You never have time for me anymore. You care more about the baby than about us. When are things going to go back to normal? I told him this was normal now. This was our life. We had a baby. Babies need constant attention. He'd sulk, get quiet, withdraw. The controlling behavior got worse. He wanted to know who I was texting when I was up at 3 a.m. feeding Owen. He wanted to see my phone constantly. Would grab it out of my hand. Would scroll through everything. Would ask why I was texting my sister so much. Why I was in a mom group on Facebook. Who these women were. What we talked about. He didn't want my mom to come visit. Said she criticized him. Said she made him uncomfortable in his own home. I had to fight for her to come meet her grandson. He made the whole visit miserable. Barely spoke to her. Made passive-aggressive comments. She left early. He started tracking my location on my phone. Said it was for safety. Said he wanted to know where Owen and I were in case something happened. I let him. didn't seem like a big deal. He was Owen's father. Of course he'd want to know where his son was. He installed security cameras in the apartment. Said it was for safety. Said he wanted to make sure no one broke in while he was at work. 3 cameras, living room, kitchen, hallway. I thought it made sense. Never thought about the fact that those cameras could see me, record me, that he could watch the footage whenever he wanted. By the time Owen was 6 months old, I knew I'd made a mistake. Knew I'd married the wrong person. Knew this wasn't what I wanted my life to be, but I was stuck. We weren't actually married yet, but we might as well have been. We had a baby. We lived together. I was on maternity leave with no income. He controlled the money, controlled the apartment, controlled everything. I started planning quietly secretly. Started looking at apartments I could afford. Started saving money from the small amounts of cash people gave me for Owen's birthday and Christmas. Started reaching out to my mom about maybe moving back home for a while. Jason noticed. Of course he noticed. He noticed everything. Why are you looking at apartments? Are you planning to leave me? Are you trying to take my son away? I denied it. Said I was just curious about the market. Said I wasn't going anywhere. But he didn't believe me. Got more controlling, more paranoid. Started checking my phone multiple times a day. Started questioning every conversation, every text, every email. That's when I knew I had to leave. Had to get out, because this was only going to get worse. And I didn't want Owen growing up thinking this was normal, that this was how relationships worked, that controlling your partner was love. I went to a lawyer in January 2021, a divorce lawyer, set up a consultation during my lunch break at work. Told Jason I was having lunch with a coworker. He called me 4 times during that hour. Texted me 6 times. Where are you? Who are you with? Why aren't you answering? The lawyer told me I had a case for sole custody given Jason's controlling behavior. But I'd need to document everything. Keep records, save texts, record conversations if Colorado allowed it, which it did as a one-party consent state. I started documenting, started saving everything, started building a case. In February 2021, I told Jason I wanted a divorce. We were in the living room. Owen was asleep. I'd been planning what to say for weeks, rehearsing it, trying to predict his reaction. I said I wasn't happy, that I didn't think we were right for each other, that I thought it would be better for everyone if we separated, that I wanted to co-parent Owen but I couldn't be in a relationship with him anymore. He didn't yell, didn't scream, didn't throw things. He just stared at me for a long time. Then he said okay, just okay, nothing else. I was surprised, thought he'd fight harder, thought he'd argue, thought he'd try to change my mind. He didn't. He just said okay, we can do that. We'll figure it out. I moved out 2 weeks later. Found a small 2-bedroom apartment in Old Town. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. Safe. Away from him, we filed for divorce in March. It was uncontested. We agreed to joint custody. Owen would stay with me during the week. Jason would have him every other weekend and 1 evening per week. It was standard. Fair. The judge approved it without issue. The divorce was final at the end of March 2021. We'd been together for less than 3 years. Engaged for over a year. Never actually married. But we had a son together, so we'd be connected forever. I thought the hard part was over. Thought I was free. Thought I could finally breathe and build the life I wanted. I had no idea the nightmare was just beginning. The first 2 weeks after the divorce were quiet. Jason picked up Owen on his scheduled days. Dropped him off on time. Was civil, polite even. I thought maybe this would be okay. Maybe we could actually co-parent successfully. Then things started getting weird. 2 weeks after the divorce was final, Jason showed up at my apartment. It was a Tuesday night, around 6 p.m. Not his day with Owen. He knocked on the door. I opened it with the chain still on. What do you want? I got Owen a phone. For emergencies, so he can call me whenever he wants. Jason, he's 4 years old. He doesn't need a phone. I already bought it. It's all set up. Just let me give it to him. Owen was standing behind me. Heard his dad's voice. Ran to the door. Daddy, I didn't want to argue in front of Owen. Didn't want to cause a scene. So I unhooked the chain and opened the door. Jason came in. Gave Owen a hug. Pulled out a phone. A small smartphone in a bright blue case covered in superheroes. Look, buddy, I got you your own phone. Now you can call Daddy anytime you want. Owen was excited. He was 4. He didn't understand what a phone was really for. He just knew it was something special. Something the big kids had. It's already programmed with my number and Mommy's number. That's it. Real simple. Let me show you how to use it. Jason spent 20 minutes showing Owen how to use the phone. How to call. How to answer. Owen was thrilled. Kept pressing buttons. Kept saying he wanted to call Grandma. Then Jason looked at me. Hey Sarah, can I use your Wi-Fi real quick? Need to send a work email and my data is being slow. I should have said no. Should have told him to use his own data. Should have trusted that something felt wrong, but I didn't. Because saying no felt petty. Felt like I was being difficult. Felt like I was causing problems. So I said yes. Gave him my Wi-Fi password. Owen's mom 2017. He pulled out his phone. Typed for a minute. Then smiled. Thanks. Okay buddy, I'll see you Thursday. Love you. He left. Owen played with his new phone for an hour before getting bored and going back to his toys. I didn't think anything of it. Just thought Jason was being a good dad, making sure his son could reach him. It seemed reasonable. I didn't know that in those 20 minutes, Jason had installed spyware on Owen's phone. Software that would mirror everything to his own phone. Let him see every app opened, every call made, every word typed, every location visited. And I didn't know that when I gave him my Wi-Fi password, I gave him access to every device connected to my network. My phone. My laptop. My smart TV. Everything. In 20 minutes, Jason turned my entire life into a surveillance system. And I helped him do it. The first weird thing happened 2 weeks later. I had a date. First date since the divorce. A guy named Mark I'd met on Bumble. He was 32, worked in marketing, seemed nice. Normal. We'd been texting for about a week. We agreed to meet at Bean Cycle Coffee downtown, 7 p.m. on a Friday. Owen was at Jason's for the weekend. I got ready. Put on jeans and a nice top. Did my makeup. Felt good. Felt nervous but excited. This was my first step into a new life. Into independence. Into possibility. I drove to Bean Cycle. Got there a few minutes early. Ordered a latte. Sat at a table by the window. Checked my phone. Mark texted that he was running 5 minutes late. Traffic. No problem. I sat there sipping my coffee. Looking out the window. Watching people walk by. Feeling like maybe things were going to be okay. Then Jason walked in. Just walked right in. Like it was completely normal. Like he was supposed to be there. He looked around. Saw me. Came over. Hey Sarah, what are you doing here? My heart was pounding. Just grabbing coffee. What are you doing here? Same. Just wanted a latte before heading home. But he didn't go to the counter. Didn't order anything. Just stood there, next to my table, looking at the empty chair across from me. You meeting someone? No. Just felt like getting out for a bit. Owen's with you this weekend, so I had some free time. He nodded, looked at me for a long moment, then looked out the window. Okay, well, have a good night, you two. He walked out. But he didn't go far. I could see him through the window, standing on the sidewalk, looking at his phone, not walking to his car, just standing there. My phone buzzed. Text from Mark. Hey, something came up. I'm really sorry, but I need to cancel. Rain check. I stared at that text. Stared at Jason outside. And something in my gut twisted. That's okay. No problem. Hope everything is alright. Yeah, just work stuff. I'll text you tomorrow. He didn't text me tomorrow. Or the next day. Or ever. When I tried to reach out a few days later, he'd unmatched me on Bumble. Blocked my number. Just gone. I told myself it was a coincidence. Jason showing up right before my date canceled. Just bad luck. Bad timing. Fort Collins isn't that big. People run into each other. It happens, but something felt wrong. Something felt off. I just couldn't figure out what. 3 weeks later, I had another date. Different guy. Tom. Met him at the grocery store actually. We'd been chatting in the produce section. He asked for my number. We texted for a few days. Decided to meet for coffee. Different coffee shop this time. Muggs Coffee Lounge in Midtown. Saturday afternoon. 2 p.m. Owen was at Jason's. I got there first again. Ordered a cappuccino. Found a table. Waited. 10 minutes later, Jason walked in. My stomach dropped. Actually dropped. Like someone had reached inside me and pulled everything down. He saw me. Walked over. Smiled. Hey, fancy seeing you here. What are you doing here? Jason, just getting coffee. What about you? Same. He looked at the table. 2 chairs, 2 napkins. Like I was expecting someone. Another date. I didn't answer. Didn't want to give him the satisfaction. He shrugged. Well, good luck with that. He left. Didn't order anything. Just left. 5 minutes later, Tom texted. I'm so sorry, but I can't make it. Family emergency. I'll explain later. He didn't explain later. Didn't text again. Didn't answer when I asked if everything was okay. Just disappeared. I sat in that coffee shop alone, staring at my phone, knowing something was happening, knowing Jason was involved, but not understanding how. It happened again, and again, and again. Different guys, different places, different times, but always the same pattern. I'd make plans. Jason would show up. The guy would cancel. After the 4th time, I stopped trying to date. Because it was clear something was wrong. Clear that Jason was sabotaging me somehow. I just didn't know how he knew where I was going to be, but it wasn't just dates. It was everything. I'd go to Target. Jason would be there. Same aisle, same time. I'd take Owen to the park. Jason would show up. Even though it wasn't his day. Just be there, sitting on a bench, watching. I'd go to a work happy hour. Jason would walk in, act surprised to see me. I'd drive to my mom's house in Loveland. 40 minutes away, get a text from Jason. How's your mom doing? Tell her I said hi. How did he know I was at my mom's? I hadn't told him. Hadn't posted it anywhere. How did he know? My friend Stephanie had a birthday party. At her house. I didn't post about it. Didn't tell anyone outside of our friend group. Just showed up with a bottle of wine and a gift. Jason was there, in her backyard, talking to her husband. Like he'd been invited. Stephanie pulled me aside. Sarah, I'm so sorry. I don't know how he knew about this. I didn't invite him. He just showed up and said you'd told him about it. I didn't want to make a scene, I didn't tell him stuff. I swear I didn't. Then how did he know? I don't know, but I was starting to have suspicions. Dark suspicions. Paranoid suspicions. Suspicions that made me feel crazy. Was he following me? Was he tracking me somehow? Was he watching me? I started being more careful. Stopped posting on social media entirely. Deleted Facebook. Deleted Instagram. Only kept my accounts active enough to look at other people's posts, but never shared anything myself. Didn't matter. He still showed up everywhere. I stopped telling people my plans. Stopped mentioning where I was going or what I was doing. Kept everything vague. Even with close friends didn't matter. He still knew. I started second-guessing myself. Started wondering if I was telling him things and forgetting. Maybe I was so stressed that I was having memory problems. Maybe I was unconsciously sharing information with him and not remembering. I made an appointment with my doctor. Lisa Chang at Fort Collins Family Medicine. I'd been seeing her for years. I'm having memory problems. I feel like I'm forgetting conversations. Forgetting things I've told people. I'm only 30. This isn't normal. She ran tests. Cognitive tests. Blood tests. Everything came back normal. Sarah, there's nothing wrong with your memory. You're not forgetting things. You're stressed. You're a single mom. You just got divorced. You're adjusting to a new life. This is normal anxiety. Not memory loss, are you sure? Because I feel like I'm losing my mind, I'm sure. Have you considered therapy? Talking to someone might help you process everything you've been going through. I started seeing a therapist. Rebecca Norton. She was nice, understanding. I told her everything. About Jason showing up everywhere. About feeling watched. About feeling like I was losing control of my life. She said it sounded like hypervigilance, a symptom of anxiety. That I was so worried about running into Jason that I was seeing him everywhere. That my brain was playing tricks on me. But what if I'm not imagining it? What if he really is following me? Sarah, has he threatened you? Has he done anything that would make you think you're in danger? No. He's always polite, always civil. He just shows up. It sounds like you're dealing with post-separation anxiety. It's very common. You spent 3 years with this person. Your brain is used to him being around. Now that you're separated, you're hyper-aware of his presence. It's normal, so I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. You're stressed, and you're healing. Give it time. So I tried to give it time. Tried to ignore the feeling that I was being watched. Tried to convince myself it was all in my head, but it wasn't in my head. It was real. All of it. The breaking point came in January 2024. Almost 3 years after the divorce. I met someone. Really met someone. His name was David. He lived in Denver. Worked in tech. Software developer. We met through a mutual friend. Started talking. Started texting. Started calling. He was different. Patient. Didn't push. Understood that I had a complicated situation. A son. An ex who was difficult. He said it didn't matter. Said he wanted to get to know me anyway. We were careful. I didn't tell anyone about him. Not my friends. Not my family. Not even my therapist. It was private. Just ours. I wanted to keep it that way until I knew it was real. Until I knew it was going somewhere. We'd been seeing each other for 6 weeks. Meeting in Denver mostly. Halfway point. Dinner. Movies. Long walks. Talking about everything. Building something real. He asked me to be his girlfriend. Official. Exclusive. I said yes. For the first time since my divorce, I felt happy. Felt hopeful. Felt like maybe I could have the life I wanted. We made plans for a Saturday night. Dinner at Chimney Park in Fort Collins. He was going to drive up. Meet me at 7. Owen was at Jason's for the weekend. I got ready. Really got ready. Did my hair. My makeup. Wore the black dress David said he loved. Put on perfume. Felt beautiful for the first time in years. My phone rang at 6:30. David, hey, I'm so sorry. I can't make it tonight. Oh. Is everything okay? Yeah. I don't think this is going to work out. Wait, what? David, what are you talking about? We were fine yesterday, I know. I just think we should take a break. I'm sorry. David, please talk to me. What happened? I can't explain. I'm sorry, Sarah. I wish you the best. He hung up. I sat on my bed staring at my phone. Not understanding. Not knowing what I'd done wrong. Not knowing what had changed in 24 hours. Then I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. You should stop wasting your time. No one's going to want to be with a divorced single mom. Focus on being a good mother to Owen instead of chasing men who don't want you. My hands started shaking. My whole body started shaking. I knew it was Jason. Knew he was behind this. Behind David leaving. Behind every date that had fallen apart. Behind every person who had disappeared from my life with no explanation, but I didn't know how. I didn't know how he knew about David. We'd been so careful. I hadn't told anyone. Hadn't posted anything. Hadn't even mentioned his name out loud in my apartment. How did Jason know? I called the number back. It went to voicemail. Generic voicemail. No name. No identifying information. I called David back. It went straight to voicemail. I left a message. Called again. Voicemail. Texted him. No response. He blocked me. Completely blocked me. Like I'd done something terrible. Like I was dangerous. I sat on my floor and cried. Cried until my eyes were swollen. Until my head hurt. Until I couldn't cry anymore. Then I got angry. Really angry. Angrier than I'd ever been. Jason had taken 3 years of my life. 3 years where I couldn't date. Couldn't make friends. Couldn't do anything without him knowing. Couldn't live, and I was done. Done being scared. Done being paranoid. Done letting him control me. I just didn't know how to stop him. Didn't know how he was doing it. Didn't know how to prove it. That weekend was the longest of my life. Owen came home Sunday evening. Jason dropped him off. Was polite. Asked how my weekend was. I lied. Said it was fine. Didn't mention David. Didn't mention anything. After Jason left, I sat with Owen while he played with his toys. Watched him. This beautiful little boy who didn't know his father was a monster. Who thought his daddy was a hero. I didn't want to ruin that for him. Didn't want him to grow up knowing what his father had done. But I also didn't want to keep living like this. Monday morning I went to work. Could barely focus. Kept staring at my computer. Kept thinking about everything that had happened. About 3 years of Jason showing up everywhere. About 3 years of feeling watched. About 3 years of having no privacy. My coworker Lisa stopped by my desk around 10 a.m. She's in her early 50s. Been at Westfield for 12 years. She's one of those people who just has this way of knowing when something's wrong. Sarah, you okay? You look like you didn't sleep. I didn't want to talk about it. I don't know. It's going to sound crazy. Try me. I've heard crazy. I've lived crazy. I'm divorced too, remember? I know how bad it can get, so I told her. Told her everything. About Jason showing up everywhere. About dates getting canceled. About David leaving. About the text from the unknown number. About feeling like I was being watched for 3 years. Lisa didn't interrupt. Just listened. When I finished, she sat back in her chair. Sarah, this isn't in your head. This is stalking. Digital stalking, what do you mean? I mean, it sounds like he has access to your devices. Your phone, your computer, maybe your car. How else would he know where you are all the time? How else would he know about David when you didn't tell anyone? But how? How would he get access? I don't know. But I know someone who might be able to help. Do you remember Sam Rodriguez? He used to work in IT here. Retired about 2 years ago. He does freelance tech work now. Security stuff. Helps people with their computers and phones. He's really good. Really thorough. Can you ask him if he'd be willing to talk to me? Let me call him right now. She pulled out her phone. Called, put it on speaker. Sam. It's Lisa from Westfield. Hey, I have a coworker here who's dealing with something that sounds like a security issue. Could she come talk to you sometime this week? I think she might have spyware or something on her devices. A man's voice. Older.com. Sure. I'm free Wednesday afternoon. Around 2. Have her bring whatever devices she uses regularly. Phone. Laptop. Anything connected to the internet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. No problem. See you Wednesday. Lisa hung up. Looked at me. Wednesday at 2. His address is 847 Magnolia Street in Southeast Fort Collins. Small house. You'll see his truck in the driveway. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't thank me yet. Let's see what Sam finds first. But Sarah, if he does find something, you need to go to the police. This isn't okay. This is illegal. Jason can't just spy on you. I know. I will. I just need proof first. I need to know I'm not imagining this. You're not imagining it. I believe you. And I think Sam will find proof. The rest of Monday and all of Tuesday dragged. I could barely function. Kept checking my phone. Kept looking over my shoulder. Kept wondering if Jason was watching me right now. If he could see me at my desk. If he could hear my conversations. I started noticing things I'd never noticed before. The camera on my laptop. Was the little light on? I couldn't tell. My phone. Was it warm even though I hadn't been using it? My car. Did it feel like someone had been inside it? I was spiraling. Becoming the paranoid person everyone thought I was. But maybe I wasn't paranoid. Maybe I was right. Wednesday afternoon I left work early. Told my boss I had a doctor appointment. Drove to 847 Magnolia Street. Small house like Lisa said. Blue siding. Neat lawn. American flag hanging by the front door. A red pickup truck in the driveway. I sat in my car for 5 minutes before getting out. Trying to calm my nerves. Trying to prepare myself for what I might find out. Or worse, for Sam telling me there was nothing there. That I really was just paranoid. That I really was losing my mind. I grabbed my phone and my laptop bag. Walked up to the door. Rang the bell. A man answered. Late 60s maybe. Gray hair. Kind eyes. Wearing jeans and a flannel shirt. He smiled. You must be Sarah. I'm Sam. Come on in. The house smelled like coffee. Felt warm. Safe. He led me to a small office. Computer equipment everywhere. Monitors. Cables. Hard drives. It looked like a tech lab. Lisa told me a bit about what's going on. Your ex showing up places. Feeling like you're being watched. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening. Why don't you start from the beginning? I sat down in the chair he offered. Took a deep breath. And told him everything about the divorce 3 years ago. About Jason giving Owen a phone 2 weeks later. About asking for my Wi-Fi password that day. About 3 years of him showing up everywhere. About dates getting canceled. About David. About the text from the unknown number. About feeling crazy. Sam listened. Took notes. Asked questions. He didn't look at me like I was paranoid. Didn't dismiss anything I said. Just listened. When did Jason give Owen the phone? March 2021. 2 weeks after the divorce was final, and he asked for your Wi-Fi password that same day. Yes. Said he needed to send an email. Did he spend time alone with your devices? Your phone or laptop? Not that I remember. He was in Owen's room for about 20 minutes setting up the phone. I was in the kitchen. Did you leave your phone or laptop anywhere he could access them during those 20 minutes? My phone was charging in the kitchen. My laptop was on the couch. I guess he could have accessed them, but I don't know why he would. It wouldn't take long. A few minutes tops if he knew what he was doing. Let me look at your phone first. He held out his hand. I gave him my iPhone. He plugged it into his computer. Started running programs. Lots of code scrolling on screens, numbers. Terms I didn't understand. What are you looking for? Spyware. Surveillance software. Apps running in the background that shouldn't be there. Unusual data usage. Anything that suggests someone else has access to your device. How long will it take? Depends what I find. Could be 20 minutes. Could be an hour. He worked in silence. I sat there watching, trying not to think about what it would mean if he found something. Trying not to think about what it would mean if he didn't. 30 minutes later, he looked up. Sarah, I found something. My heart stopped. What? Your phone has spyware on it. Professional grade spyware. Not some cheap app from the App Store. This is serious surveillance software. The kind that costs money. The kind that people use for corporate espionage or law enforcement. What does that mean? What can it do? Everything. Whoever installed this can see every text you send, every call you make, every email, every photo, every app you use. They can see your browsing history, your location in real time. They can access your camera and microphone remotely. They can record you without you knowing. I felt like I was going to throw up. For how long? Based on when it was installed, about 3 years. Since April 2021, right after the divorce. Right after he gave Owen the phone. That's probably when he did it. Let me check your laptop. He took my laptop. Same process. More programs, more code, more waiting. 20 minutes later. Same thing, spyware on your laptop. Same software, same access. Someone has been able to see everything you do on this computer for 3 years. I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, just sat there staring at him. Sarah, this is serious. This is criminal. Whoever did this broke multiple laws. If it's your ex, he's going to face serious charges. Can you remove it? Yes. But before I do, I need to document everything. Take screenshots, save logs. You're going to need this evidence. For the police. For court, he spent the next hour documenting everything, showing me what he found, explaining how the software worked, what it could access, what data it had been collecting my entire life. For 3 years, everything, every text I sent, every call I made, every website I visited, every email I wrote, every photo I took, every conversation I had near my phone or laptop, everything. Jason had seen it all. Okay, now I need to check your home. If he put spyware on your devices, he might have put cameras or audio devices in your apartment. Do you have any smart home devices? Smart TV? Voice assistants? Security cameras? I have a smart TV. Samsung. And I have an Amazon Alexa in the living room. But that's mine. I bought those. Doesn't matter who bought them. If they're connected to your Wi-Fi, they can be compromised. I need to come check your apartment. Today if possible. Before your ex realizes the spyware stopped working. What do you mean stopped working? I disabled it when I removed it from your devices. If he's monitoring you actively, he'll notice within a few hours that the feed went dark. He might panic, might do something unpredictable. We need to secure your apartment before he realizes you know. Okay. Yes. Come now. Please, do you have Owen tonight? No. He's at aftercare until 5:30. Then Jason picks him up. It's his night with Owen. Good. Let's go now while you're alone. We drove separately to my apartment. Sam brought a bag full of equipment. Scanners, detectors, tools I'd never seen before. He spent 3 hours going through my apartment. And I mean everything. He checked my TV. Found software that had been installed remotely. Software that allowed someone to access the camera and microphone. My TV had a camera for video calls. I'd forgotten it was even there. Jason could watch me through my TV. He checked my Alexa. Same thing, compromised, recording constantly, sending data to an external source. He checked my Wi-Fi router. Found that my network had been accessed remotely multiple times. Found logs showing devices I didn't recognize connected to my network. He checked electrical outlets, light fixtures, smoke detectors, picture frames, anything that could hide a camera or microphone, and he found them. 2 cameras, one in the living room, hidden inside a smoke detector. I'd never paid attention to that smoke detector. It looked normal. But when Sam took it down and opened it, there was a tiny camera inside, smaller than my pinky nail, one in the kitchen, hidden inside a clock on the wall. A clock that had been there when I moved in 3 years ago. A clock I thought the previous tenant had left behind. It was a camera, recording everything. Sarah, these are high-end cameras. They record video and audio. They're connected to your Wi-Fi. Whoever installed them can watch and listen in real time from any device. Phone, computer, tablet. Anything. I couldn't breathe. Literally couldn't get air into my lungs. Started hyperventilating. Sam made me sit down. Breathe slowly. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's it. You're okay. You're safe. He can't see you right now. I disabled everything. He was watching me. In my own home. For 3 years, yes. I'm sorry. I know this is hard to hear. Where was I when he installed these? I would have noticed someone coming into my apartment with cameras. Not necessarily. These cameras are tiny. Installation takes 30 seconds. Did he ever come into your apartment after you moved in? Yes. Several times. To pick up Owen. To drop off Owen's things. But I was always home. I was always there. Was there ever a time when you stepped out of the room? Went to the bathroom? Went to Owen's room? Even for a minute I thought back. 3 years of pickups and drop-offs. Had there been moments when I'd left Jason alone in the living room or kitchen? Maybe, probably. I don't remember specifically, but yes. I'm sure there were times I left the room. That's all it takes. 30 seconds to put a camera in a smoke detector. 30 seconds to swap out a clock for one with a camera inside. If you weren't paying attention, you'd never notice. What about my car? Could he have done something to my car? Let's check. We went to the parking lot. Sam had me pop the trunk, pop the hood, open all the doors. He checked everywhere with some kind of detector. Under the seats, in the glove box, in the door panels. Then he got on the ground. Checked under the car with a flashlight, found it. GPS tracker. Magnetic. Stuck under the rear bumper. He pulled it off. Small black box, no bigger than a deck of cards. It looked so harmless. But it had been tracking my every move for 3 years. This is how he knew where you were going. He probably has an app on his phone that shows your location in real time. Gets notifications every time you drive somewhere. Every coffee shop, every park, every friend's house, every date. He knew all of it. I took the tracker from Sam, held it in my hand. This little black box had controlled 3 years of my life. What about Owen's phone? The one Jason gave him. Definitely need to check that. Do you have it here? It's in his room. We went to Owen's room. The phone was charging on his nightstand. The phone Jason had given him 3 years ago. The phone with superheroes on the case. The phone I'd let my son keep because I didn't want to cause problems. Sam checked it. His face got serious. This phone is basically a surveillance device. It is spyware that mirrors everything to another device. Text messages, phone calls, photos, location, everything. And more than that, it has remote access enabled, meaning whoever controls the parent device can turn on the camera and microphone remotely, without anyone knowing, so Jason could watch Owen anytime he wanted. Watch Owen. Watch you when you were near Owen. Listen to your conversations. Yes, for 3 years, yes. Oh my God, my son. He used my son. I started crying. Couldn't stop. Sam gave me a minute. I know this is overwhelming. I know it's a lot. But Sarah, you need to understand something. This is not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You were trying to be a good co-parent. You were trying to keep the peace. You trusted your ex with your Wi-Fi password because you thought it was harmless. You let Owen keep the phone because you didn't want to disappoint your son. None of this is your fault. Jason did this. Jason violated your privacy. Jason broke the law. Not you. What do I do now? First, I'm going to remove all of this. The spyware, the cameras, the tracker. I'm going to set up a new Wi-Fi network with a new password and strong encryption. I'm going to help you get a new phone with a new number. I'm going to help you get Owen a new phone that's clean. And then, you're going to call the police. What if they don't believe me? They'll believe you. I'm documenting everything. Photos, screenshots, logs. I'll write a full report. You'll have proof. More proof than most stalking victims ever get. What happens to Owen? He still has to see Jason. It's court-ordered. Not after this. We're going to get an emergency protective order. Jason won't be allowed to contact you or Owen. And you'll petition the court to suspend his parental rights pending a criminal investigation. Will that work with this evidence? Yes, I've seen cases like this before. Judges take tech-enabled stalking very seriously, especially when children are involved. Okay. Let's do it. Sam spent the rest of the evening securing my apartment. He removed both cameras, photographed them, documented their locations, removed all the spyware from my devices, changed all my passwords, set up a new Wi-Fi network with a password he created, something long and random that I'd never remember without writing it down. He showed me how to check for spyware in the future, how to protect my devices, how to recognize signs of surveillance, how to use encrypted messaging apps, how to be safe online. The GPS tracker from my car sat on my kitchen counter. Evidence. Proof that I wasn't crazy. Tomorrow you call the police first thing. Don't wait. The sooner you report this, the better. Tonight act normal. Don't let Jason know you found anything. Don't change your routine. If he suspects you know, he might escalate. What if he's watching right now? He's not. I disabled everything. But he'll notice soon. The cameras went offline. The spyware stopped reporting. The GPS tracker stopped transmitting. He's going to know something happened. That's why you need to move fast tomorrow. What do I tell Owen? About his phone, tell him it broke. That you're getting him a new one. He's 5. He won't ask questions. Kids that age accept what adults tell them. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Sam, you spent your entire afternoon here. You have to let me pay you. I don't want your money, Sarah. I want you to be safe. I want your son to be safe. That's payment enough. I started crying again. Hugged him. This stranger who had taken me seriously when everyone else told me I was paranoid. This man who had spent hours helping me. Who had given me proof that I wasn't losing my mind. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Just thank you. You don't have to thank me. Just promise me you'll call the police tomorrow. Don't wait. Don't second guess yourself. Call them, I promise. After Sam left, I sat in my apartment. The apartment that had been a prison for 3 years without me knowing it. The apartment where I'd been watched and recorded and monitored every single day. I looked at the smoke detector where the camera had been. Just an empty smoke detector now, normal. Safe. I looked at the clock on the kitchen wall. Sam had left it there. Said the police would want to see it in place. Evidence of where it had been. I looked at my phone. My laptop, my TV. All clean now, all safe. All mine again, but I didn't feel safe. I felt violated, exposed. Like I'd been walking around naked for 3 years and everyone had been watching. Every private moment. Every phone call with my sister. Every conversation with my mom. Every time I cried. Every time I changed clothes. Every time I just existed in my own home thinking I was alone. He'd watched it all. Listened to it all. Recorded it all. I didn't sleep that night. Just lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Thinking about everything. About 3 years of my life that had been stolen from me. About dates that had been ruined. About relationships that had been destroyed. About David who had left me without explanation. Had Jason contacted him? Threatened him? What had he said to make David block me completely? I thought about Owen. My beautiful 5-year-old son who had been carrying a surveillance device in his pocket for 3 years, who had been used as a tool to spy on his own mother. What kind of person does that? What kind of father uses his own child as a weapon? Thursday morning I called in sick to work. Couldn't face going in. Couldn't face pretending everything was normal. Called my mom. Asked her to pick up Owen from school. Told her I wasn't feeling well. She didn't ask questions. Just said she'd be there. Then I drove to the Fort Collins Police Department. Walked in at 9 a.m. Went straight to the front desk. I need to report stalking, and invasion of privacy, and surveillance, and probably a lot of other things. My ex-husband has been spying on me for 3 years. The officer at the desk looked up. Young guy, mid-20s. He took me seriously immediately. Ma'am, let me get you to a detective. Have a seat. Someone will be with you shortly. 10 minutes later, a woman came out. Detective Maria Gonzalez, mid-40s, sharp eyes. She'd seen things. You could tell Ms. Mitchell. I'm Detective Gonzalez. Come with me. She led me to a small interview room. Offered me water. Coffee. I said no to both. Just wanted to tell my story. Just wanted someone to believe me, tell me everything. From the beginning, so I did. The divorce, the phone for Owen, the Wi-Fi password. 3 years of Jason showing up everywhere. Dates getting canceled. David leaving. The text from the unknown number. Feeling watched. Feeling crazy. Lisa connecting me with Sam. Sam finding the spyware. The cameras. The GPS tracker. Everything. I showed her photos Sam had taken. Showed her the report Sam had written. Showed her the GPS tracker I'd brought with me. Showed her my phone with evidence of Jason appearing everywhere I went. She listened. Took notes. Didn't interrupt. Didn't look skeptical. Just listened. Ms. Mitchell. This is one of the most extensive cases of tech-enabled stalking I've seen in my 15 years. In this department, your ex is looking at serious charges. Multiple felonies. What kind of charges? Stalking. Invasion of privacy. Illegal surveillance. Wiretapping. Computer crimes. Harassment. Possibly more depending on what we find when we seize his devices. What happens now? I'm going to get a warrant for his devices. His phone. His computer. Any tablets or laptops he has. Any storage devices. We're going to search his home and his car. We're going to find evidence that he installed this spyware, that he accessed your cameras, that he tracked your location. And when we find it, we're going to arrest him. How long will that take for the warrant? A few hours. I'll have it by this afternoon. For the search and arrest, tomorrow morning. We move fast on stalking cases, especially when there's this much evidence, especially when children are involved. What about Owen? I still have to let Jason see him tonight. It's his day. It's court ordered. No, you don't. I'm going to help you file for an emergency protective order right now. Within an hour, there will be a court order saying Jason cannot contact you or Owen. Cannot come near you. Cannot call. Cannot text, nothing. You're protected. Owen is protected. What if Jason comes anyway? What if he tries to pick up Owen today? Call 911 immediately. With a protective order in place, if he shows up, it's a crime. He'll be arrested on the spot. Okay. Let's do it. Detective Gonzalez helped me fill out the paperwork for the protective order. Helped me document everything. Helped me create a safety plan. What to do if Jason showed up. Who to call. Where to go. By noon, the protective order was in place. Jason couldn't come within 500 feet of me or Owen. Couldn't contact us by any means. Couldn't go to my apartment or Owen's school or my workplace. It was official. We were protected. I called my mom. Told her everything. She cried. She'd known something was wrong. She'd said it multiple times over the years. She'd said Jason was too interested in my life. Too involved. Too present. I'd told her she was overreacting. Told her he was just being a good co-parent. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry this happened to you. It's not your fault, Mom. It's his fault. Only his. What do you need? What can I do? Just keep Owen tonight. Tell him I'm not feeling well. That he's having a sleepover at Grandma's house. He'll love that, of course. We'll do something fun. He won't even think about missing his dad's night. Thank you. I called Jason. Had to tell him about the protective order before he tried to pick up Owen and got arrested. He answered on the first ring. Sarah, what's going on? My cameras went offline last night. Did you change your Wi-Fi password? My stomach turned. He wasn't even pretending. Wasn't even trying to hide it. Just admitted he had cameras in my apartment like it was normal. Yes, Jason. I changed my password. And I found your cameras. And the spyware on my phone and laptop. And the GPS tracker on my car. I found all of it. Silence. Long silence then. Sarah, I can explain. No, you can't. There's no explanation for what you did. You broke the law. You violated my privacy for 3 years. You used our son to spy on me. I was just making sure you were safe. Making sure Owen was safe. That's not what this was. This was control. This was abuse. And it's over. Sarah, please. Can we just talk about this? No. There's a protective order in place. You're not allowed to contact me. You're not allowed to see Owen. Stay away from us. You can't keep me from my son. I'm not keeping you from him. You did that yourself when you decided to break the law. I hung up. Blocked his number. Felt a surge of power I hadn't felt in 3 years. The next morning, Friday, Detective Gonzalez called me. We executed the warrant this morning. Searched Jason's home. Seized his computer. His phone. 2 tablets. External hard drives. Everything. What did you find? Everything. Sarah, he kept logs. Detailed logs. Every time he accessed your cameras. Screenshots he'd taken of your texts and emails. GPS coordinates showing everywhere you'd been. Lists of people you'd talked to. Photos of you in your own home. He documented everything. Why would he keep all of that? Arrogance. He thought he'd never get caught. Thought he was too smart. Thought you'd never figure it out. What happens now? We're arresting him today. We have enough evidence to charge him with multiple felonies: stalking, invasion of privacy, wiretapping, illegal surveillance, computer crimes, harassment. He's looking at significant prison time. Good, that's good. There's something else you should know. We found communications between Jason and some of the men you dated. David specifically. Jason contacted him, threatened him, told him to stay away from you or there would be consequences. That's why David left. Jason scared him off. I knew it. I knew Jason was behind that. You weren't paranoid. You weren't imagining things. This was all real. Jason was controlling your life. And now he's going to face consequences. Jason was arrested Friday afternoon. Charged with first-degree stalking, invasion of privacy, illegal wiretapping, computer crimes, and harassment. Multiple felony counts. His bail was set at $100,000. He couldn't pay it. Stayed in jail. I felt relief. Real relief. For the first time in 3 years, I could breathe. Could exist without wondering if he was watching. Could go places without worrying he'd show up. Could text people without wondering if he was reading it. I was free. The protective order was extended. 6 months initially, then a year. Jason's parental rights were suspended pending the outcome of the criminal case. Owen stayed with me full time. I had to tell Owen something. Had to explain why he wasn't seeing his dad anymore. I kept it simple. Age appropriate. Daddy made some bad choices. Grown-up choices. He has to go to timeout for grown-ups. It's called jail. He's going to be there for a while. Is it my fault? No, baby. None of this is your fault. Daddy's choices are not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. When will I see him again? I don't know. Maybe not for a long time. But you have me, and Grandma, and Grandpa, and everyone who loves you. You're going to be okay. He cried. Not because he missed Jason. He was too young to really understand what was happening. He cried because change is hard for kids. Because his routine was disrupted. Because things were different. We started therapy. Play therapy for Owen. Regular therapy for me. Owen worked through his feelings with toys and games and art. I worked through mine with words and tears and time. The trial was scheduled for June 2024, 6 months after Jason's arrest. The DA offered him a plea deal. Plead guilty to all charges. Get 8 years. Serve at least 6 before parole. Jason refused. Said he wanted his day in court. Said he'd done nothing wrong. Said he was just protecting his family. So we went to trial. I had to testify. Had to sit in a courtroom full of people and describe how Jason had violated every part of my life. For 3 years, had to look at him sitting at the defense table while I talked about how he'd watched me through cameras, listened to me through microphones, tracked me through GPS, controlled every aspect of my existence. The DA presented evidence. Screenshots from Jason's computer showing my text messages, my emails, my browsing history, photos he'd taken through my cameras, videos he'd recorded, GPS logs showing everywhere I'd been for 3 years. The evidence was overwhelming, undeniable. Jason had documented his own crimes, had created a perfect record of every law he'd broken, every privacy he'd violated, every moment he'd stolen from me. His lawyer tried to argue that Jason was just a concerned father, that he was worried about Owen's safety, that the surveillance was reasonable under the circumstances. The jury didn't buy it. How was watching me get dressed reasonable? How was reading my private messages reasonable? How was threatening the men I dated reasonable? How was using our son as a surveillance device reasonable? They deliberated for 5 hours. Came back with a verdict: guilty. On all counts. Every single one. The judge scheduled sentencing for 2 weeks later. I was there for that too. Wanted to see it. Wanted to hear what Jason would get. Wanted closure. The judge looked at Jason. Looked at all the evidence. Looked at me sitting in the courtroom. Mr. Carter, what you did to Ms. Mitchell is one of the most egregious invasions of privacy I've seen in my 30 years on the bench. You used technology as a weapon. You turned Ms. Mitchell's own home into a prison. You monitored her every movement for 3 years. You destroyed her relationships. You isolated her. You controlled her. And you used your own son as a tool in your surveillance. This is domestic abuse. This is stalking. This is criminal behavior. And you will face consequences. I'm sentencing you to 10 years in the Colorado Department of Corrections. You will serve at least 8 years before being eligible for parole. You will be required to register as an offender. You will be prohibited from owning or using surveillance equipment. You will be prohibited from contacting Ms. Mitchell or your son Owen for the duration of your sentence and for 5 years after your release. Furthermore, I am terminating your parental rights. You have proven yourself unfit to be a parent. You used your child as a weapon. That is unforgivable. Ms. Mitchell will have sole legal and physical custody of Owen. You will have no rights, no visitation, no contact. Owen deserves better than you. Jason's face went pale. He started to speak. His lawyer stopped him too late. The decision was made. He was going to prison for 10 years, and he was losing his son forever. I cried. Not sad tears, relief tears. It was over, really over. Jason couldn't hurt me anymore, couldn't watch me, couldn't control me, couldn't use Owen against me. We were free. After the sentencing, Detective Gonzalez found me in the hallway. Sarah, I'm proud of you. You did the right thing. You got justice. Not every victim gets that. Thank you. Thank you for believing me, for taking me seriously. That's my job. But it's also the right thing to do. I hope you can move forward now. Build the life you want. Be safe. I will. I already am, and I am. I've spent the last 2 years rebuilding, healing, learning. I got a new phone, new number, only gave it to people I trusted. I got a new laptop, set it up with Sam's help, made sure it was secure. I moved to a new apartment, different part of town, new building, new locks, new life. I started learning about digital security, really learning, not just how to protect myself but how to help others. I took online courses, read books, talked to experts, talked to other survivors, and then I started teaching. Started running workshops for women, free workshops, teaching them how to recognize tech-enabled abuse, how to check their devices for spyware, how to secure their Wi-Fi networks, how to protect themselves online, how to spot surveillance equipment, how to create safety plans. I called it digital safety for survivors. Sam helped me develop the curriculum, helped me figure out what information was most important, what skills would actually keep people safe. We started meeting twice a month at the Fort Collins Community Center. Expected maybe 5 or 10 women to show up the first time. 30 came, 30 women who felt like they were being watched, who felt like someone knew too much about their lives, who felt paranoid and crazy and alone. I told them my story, showed them they weren't alone, showed them they weren't crazy, showed them that tech-enabled stalking is real, is common, is happening to more people than anyone wants to admit. I taught them everything Sam taught me. How to check their phones for spyware, what apps to look for, what signs to recognize, how to check their cars for GPS trackers, where to look, what they look like, how to remove them safely, how to inspect smoke detectors for cameras, how to check clocks and picture frames and air fresheners, how to sweep their homes for surveillance equipment, how to secure their Wi-Fi, how to create strong passwords, How to enable encryption. How to set up guest networks so abusers can't access their main network even if they have the password. How to use encrypted messaging apps. Signal WhatsApp, apps that protect their conversations, that don't store data that can be accessed by others. How to document everything. How to take screenshots. How to save evidence. How to build a case if they need to go to the police. Every session is full now. We have a waiting list. Women drive from Denver, from Loveland, from Greeley, from Wyoming, just to learn how to protect themselves. Just to hear that they're not alone, some of them cry. Because they've been feeling what I felt. That paranoia, that fear, that sense that someone is always watching. And now they know it's real. Now they know how to check. Now they know how to stop it. Some of them find spyware, find cameras, find trackers, and we help them. Connect them with Detective Gonzalez. Connect them with lawyers. Connect them with resources. Help them get safe. Some of them don't find anything, but they leave feeling empowered anyway, feeling like they have tools, knowledge, power. Sam comes to every workshop, volunteers his time, answers technical questions, shows people how to check their devices. He's become known as Uncle Sam in the survivor community, the tech guy who actually gives a damn, who actually helps on is doing okay. He's 7 now, doesn't remember much about Jason, doesn't ask about him much. We've done 2 years of therapy. He's processed what he can at his age, understands that his dad made bad choices, that it's not Owen's fault, that he's safe now. He knows I run workshops, knows I help other moms stay safe. He's proud of that. Tells his friends his mom is a teacher, doesn't understand all of it but knows it's important. Jason writes letters to me to Owen. They come every few months. From prison. I don't read them. Don't let Owen see them. They go straight into a file folder that my lawyer keeps. Evidence in case we need it in the future. He'll be eligible for parole in 2032. 8 years from now. I'm already planning for that. Already working with my lawyer to make sure the protective order is renewed. To make sure he stays away from us. To make sure we're safe. As for dating, I tried again. Very slowly. Very carefully. Started seeing someone about 6 months ago. His name is Michael. He works in education. High school teacher. Lives in Fort Collins. Has a daughter from a previous marriage. He knows my story. Knows everything. I told him on our 3rd date. Needed him to understand why I'm cautious. Why I don't share passwords. Why I don't let anyone access my devices. Why I check my car for trackers regularly. Why I inspect my apartment constantly. He didn't run. Didn't think I was paranoid. Didn't tell me I was overreacting. He just said he understood. Said he respected my boundaries. Said he'd do whatever made me feel safe. We take things slow. Really slow. But it's good. Healthy. Safe. He's patient. Kind. Respectful. Everything Jason pretended to be but wasn't. I still have bad days. Days where I feel watched even though I know I'm not. Days where I check my devices 3 times. Days where I inspect every smoke detector. Days where I look over my shoulder constantly. Trauma does that. It rewires your brain. Makes you hypervigilant. Makes you see threats everywhere even when they're not there. But therapy helps. Time helps. The workshops help. Teaching others helps me remember that I'm strong. That I survived. That I'm not a victim anymore. I'm a survivor. And I'm using my experience to help others survive too. Before I finish, I need to say something to anyone listening who thinks this might be happening to them. Anyone who feels watched, tracked, monitored, anyone whose ex knows too much, shows up too often, seems to have access to information they shouldn't have. Trust that feeling. Trust your instincts. You're not paranoid. You're not imagining things. If it feels like you're being watched, you probably are. Check your devices. Look for apps you don't recognize. Look for unusual battery drain or data usage. Google how to check for spyware on your specific phone. There are instructions. There are tools. Use them. Check your Wi-Fi router. Change your password. Make it long and complex. Use encryption. Consider setting up a guest network for anyone who visits. Check your home. Smoke detectors. Clocks. Picture frames. Electrical outlets. Air fresheners. Anywhere a camera could hide. You can buy camera detectors online. They're not expensive. Use them. Check your car. Under the bumpers. Behind the license plate. In the wheel wells. Inside the cabin. GPS trackers are small and magnetic. They can be anywhere. Get under your car with a flashlight. Look carefully, and if you find something, don't confront your abuser. Don't tell them you know. Document everything first. Take photos, take screenshots, save evidence, then get help. Call the police. Show them what you found. File a report. Get a protective order. Most police departments now have detectives who specialize in tech crimes. They'll take you seriously, especially if you have evidence. Contact a domestic violence organization. They often have tech safety programs. People who can help you check your devices, help you secure your technology, help you create a safety plan. You don't have to go through this alone. I went through it alone for 3 years because I didn't know what was happening. You don't have to do that. There are resources. There are people who can help. There are people who will believe you. This is not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not stupid for trusting someone. You're not weak for not noticing. You're human. And abusers are good at hiding what they do. They're good at making you think you're crazy. Good at making you doubt yourself. But you're not crazy. Your instincts are right. And you deserve privacy. You deserve safety. You deserve to live your life without someone watching your every move. I want to say thank you to the people who helped me, who saved me. Thank you to Lisa, my coworker who didn't dismiss my concerns, who connected me with Sam, who believed me when I said something was wrong. You changed my life. Thank you to Sam Rodriguez. Uncle Sam, you spent hours helping a stranger. You gave me proof I wasn't losing my mind. You taught me how to protect myself. You volunteer at my workshops. You help other survivors. You're a hero, a real hero. I can never repay you for what you did for me. Thank you to Detective Maria Gonzalez. You took my case seriously from the first moment. You moved fast. You got justice. You made sure Jason faced consequences. You restored my faith that the system can work, that people in power can care. Thank you to my mom for always knowing something was wrong, for supporting me through everything, for taking care of Owen when I couldn't function, for believing me, for loving me. Thank you to my therapist, Dr. Rebecca Norton, for helping me heal, for teaching me that my hypervigilance is a symptom, not a character flaw, for giving me tools to process my trauma, for reminding me I'm stronger than I think. Thank you to Michael, for being patient, for respecting my boundaries, for understanding why I need to be cautious, for not making me feel broken, for showing me that healthy relationships exist. And thank you to Owen, my beautiful son, for being resilient, for adapting, for being the reason I fought so hard to get free. Everything I do is for you, to keep you safe, to show you what real love looks like, to give you a life free from surveillance and control. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you listening from? Drop a comment with your city or state. I want to know who's out there, who's hearing this story, who might need this information, and I want you to answer this question. Have you ever wondered if your phone could be cloned? If your cameras could be accessed? If someone from your past could be watching you right now? Because it can happen. It happened to me. I never thought someone could do this. Never thought it was possible. Never thought Jason would be capable of something like this. But he was. And if he was, other people are too. Your ex might be capable of it. Your current partner might be doing it. Someone who seems nice and normal and trustworthy might be violating your privacy right now. So check. Please check. Check your devices. Check your home. Check your car. It takes an hour, maybe two, but it could save your life. Could save your sanity. Could save years of living in fear like I did. And if you find something, reach out. There are people who can help. Hotlines, organizations, advocates, police departments. Lawyers. You're not alone. None of us are alone. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 34 years old. I live in Fort Collins, Colorado. I work as a paralegal at Westfield Law Group. I'm a single mom to a 7-year-old boy named Owen, and I'm a survivor of tech-enabled stalking. 3 years of surveillance. 3 years of having no privacy. 3 years of being watched and tracked and controlled by the person who promised to love me. But I'm free now. I'm safe now. I'm rebuilding my life on my own terms. And I'm helping other women do the same. You can escape. You can heal. You can build something better. I'm proof of that. The women in my workshops are proof of that. We're all proof that you can survive this, that you can be okay again, that you can take back your power. It won't be easy. It won't be fast. Healing takes time. Building new trust takes time. Learning to feel safe again takes time. But it's possible. I promise you it's possible. 2 years ago, I was sitting on the floor of my apartment crying because I thought I was losing my mind. Because my ex showed up everywhere and I couldn't understand how. Because dates kept getting ruined and I blamed myself. Because I felt watched every moment of every day, and everyone told me I was paranoid. Now I know I wasn't paranoid. I was right. My instincts were right. And I wish I'd trusted them sooner. Wish I'd asked for help sooner. Wish I'd known that tech-enabled stalking was even a thing, but I didn't. So I suffered for 3 years. You don't have to do that. You can check now. You can get help now. You can escape now, please. If something feels wrong, investigate. If someone knows too much, question how. If you feel watched, look for cameras. If your ex shows up everywhere, check for trackers. Trust yourself. Trust your gut. Trust that you deserve privacy and safety and freedom. And if you need help, reach out to the police, to domestic violence organizations, to tech safety experts, to people like Sam who volunteer their time to help survivors, to people like me who run workshops and share information. We're here. We're ready to help. We believe you, and we know you're not crazy. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for taking this seriously. Thank you for checking your own devices and maybe helping someone else check theirs. Share this story with anyone who needs to hear it. With friends who feel watched. With family members who seem paranoid. With coworkers whose exes know too much. With anyone who might be experiencing what I experienced. Because awareness saves lives. Knowledge saves lives. Believing survivors saves lives. Take care of yourselves. Protect yourselves. Check your devices, secure your homes, trust your instincts, and never let anyone make you feel crazy for being cautious. Your safety matters. Your privacy matters. You matter. I'm proof that you can survive this, that you can escape, that you can heal, that you can build a life worth living on the other side of abuse. 3 years of surveillance, 2 years of healing, and now a lifetime of helping others do the same. Thank you. Stay safe, and remember, if your dog starts acting weird or something feels off, pay attention. Sometimes the signs are there. We just need to trust ourselves enough to see them. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not imagining things. And you deserve so much better than someone who violates your privacy. Take back your power. Take back your life. Take back your freedom. You can do this. I did it. And so can you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being here. Now go check your devices. Go secure your home. Go protect yourself. And if you find something, get help immediately. You deserve safety. You deserve peace. You deserve a life without surveillance. Fight for it. I did. And it was worth every hard moment, every scary step, every uncomfortable conversation. Freedom is worth it. Safety is worth it. You are worth it. Never forget that.